I thought I nailed this interview that I went for until they asked me a question that I did not prepare for. My mind went blank and I knew right then that I had lost this job. Does that sound familiar? Let's make sure this never happens to you. Hi, my name is Obinna, and you are welcome back to my YouTube channel. This whole conversation about job hunting, interview preps, and all the good stuff was unprecedented. I just wanted to make one video because somebody had asked me about this topic, and now we have gone on a spiral. So today we will be role playing real interview questions. I will be giving you the questions and then the way I would answer them. Now, I'm answering these questions based on my current role today. So if you keep hearing cybersecurity related stuff, third party risk, and things like that, that's what I do in my day to day. I hope you stick till the end of the video and find some use to it. Most candidates will fail this question, but not you, because after this video, you will know exactly what to say. So basically, we will be going through 15 interview or common interview questions and likely answers you can give. Let's get right into it. Number one, tell me about yourself. Now, I spoke about this briefly in my last video, but today I will be breaking it down as it applies to me. I forgot to mention that for this whole question answer session, I will be using the STAR method. Now, if you remember what I said in my earlier video, the STAR method is basically storytelling. So you will be painting a situation, talk about your task as it relates to the situation, what action you took in relation to the situation, and then the result. Now, for this tell me about yourself question, I want you to talk about your past, that is your experience, and then your present, which is your current role, and then your future, which is why you are applying for this role. For example, tell me about yourself. My answer would be, I have 6 years experience in cybersecurity, specializing in supplier risk management. In my current role, I help the company identify and mitigate supplier-related security risks, ensuring compliance with industry standards. One of my biggest achievements was reducing our third-party risk exposure by 40% through a proactive security framework. We are actually NIST compliant, as well as ISO 27001 and SOC 2 compliant. Now I'm looking at bringing my experience to a company that values innovation in risk management, and that is why I am excited about this opportunity. You see how simple and short it is? So go back, right? Irrespective of what role you're applying for, what field it is, try to arrange it such that you can talk about your past experience, your current role, and then why you are looking at coming into this new role. Number two, if you are asked, tell me about your day to day in your current role, you can respond like this. Before I respond, I need you to be able to show structure and impact when answering this question. So I would answer like this. Each day, I start by reviewing vendor risk assessment and prioritizing vendors with the highest security concerns. I work closely with internal teams and suppliers to ensure compliance with cybersecurity policies. I also analyze security reports, flagging potential risks before they become major issues. A key part of my role is staying ahead of industry regulations. So I regularly attend cybersecurity briefings and implement new strategies to improve our risk management framework. Simple and short. Now, I like the way this question was answered because it leaves room for more questions. If the interviewer would like to know more, Then they'll ask more questions. If not, they can move to the next questions. Always keep things simple and short. Practice such that you're able to say all the important things relating to your day to day within the shortest possible time. Next question. What are your weaknesses? Now, this one has messed me up before, but I will be sharing that at the end of this video. So if I get this question today, I might answer like this. And before I answer, I need you to choose a weakness that you have actively improved on. Now, don't go about sharing dirty secrets and weaknesses that you're struggling with without showing how you have improved from that weakness. Okay? So, my response could be, earlier in my career, I struggled with delegating tasks because I wanted everything to be perfect. However, I realized that effective teamwork is necessary for productivity. So I started using project management tools like Asana to track tasks and ensure smooth collaboration. I balance quality control with smart delegation. Simple and short. So so that we don't take too long in this video, I will be moving very quickly along the questions. Please stick to the end. Next, how do you deal with difficult managers and colleagues? Now, for this question, I need you to show an emotional intelligence and problem-solving skills. Okay? So I would answer like this. I focus on understanding their perspective. I once had a manager who was very detail-oriented and kept on requesting revisions to my work. Instead of getting frustrated, I asked her for a clear outline of expectations upfront. This improved communication, revision cycles, and helped us work more efficiently. I believe clear communication and empathy solves a lot of workplace-related conflicts. Moving on, the next question would be, tell me about a time you went out of your way to resolve a problem. Now, how you could use STAR method to answer this question could be, at my previous company, a supplier's security compliance report was delayed, which could have halted a major project. Instead of waiting, I reached out directly, identified the bottleneck, and guided them through the process. By staying proactive, I was able to secure the necessary documentation within 24 hours instead of a week. And this helped us avoid costly delays. Simple. The next question on my list is, how do you prioritize your work? Here, I need you to show structured thinking. For instance, you can say, oh, that's a great question. I use the Eisenhower matrix. I like to attend to urgent and important tasks first, followed by strategic long-term ones. I also set daily priorities using Trello and allocate time for unexpected issues. This keeps me focused and ensures that high priority tasks get the attention that they need in good time. Of course, there's been a couple of times when we've been overwhelmed in the department. Using this method, I was able to stay on top of things. I tend to procrastinate when I don't do things like this. And so this is also a weakness I have been able to put under control, and I've become a lot more efficient. Next question. Why do you want to work here? Now, I want you to show some company specific research. You have to answer this question such that you are able to speak to what the company does and how your role or how your being part of the company can help them become better. The truth is, I know I've said this in another video, but I'll say it again. Nobody really cares about you as an individual. They want to know what value you can add to them. So you can answer this question like this. I'm really impressed by your company's approach to cybersecurity risk management, especially as it relates to suppliers or vendors. My friend with AWS, who manages the supplier risk management system and who is, I believe, one of the vendors that you use, explained to me how they were scrutinized before they were onboarded with your company, and that piqued my interest. I knew that it was something I wanted to be a part of, especially with my experience with suppliers at my end. Your emphasis on proactive security aligns with my approach. I would love to contribute my expertise to further strengthen your vendor risk management strategies. You have to ensure you use as few words as possible to drive your point. Next, very, very common question. Why should we hire you? Now, for this question, I need you to show your unique value because there's so many other candidates out there who can do what you can do. So why choose you? You could answer like this. I have a strong background in vendor risk management, but what sets me apart is my ability to turn security compliance into a business advantage. In my last role, I didn't just assess risks. I optimized processes to save the company time and money while strengthening security. I'm confident that I can bring the same impact here. Next, very popular question, and this one, for some reason, people don't prepare well for it, but it can make or mar your interview. So, tell me where you see yourself in the next 5 years. Now, in this question, I need you to show ambition, but make sure that your ambition aligns with the company's goals. So you could answer it like this. In 5 years, I see myself growing into leadership roles where I can shape cybersecurity strategies on a larger scale. I'd love to take on more strategic opportunities, mentor junior team members, and be able to contribute to industry innovations. Next question. Tell me about a time you failed. Now, this question, I need you to talk about the failure and how you rose from it. Now, I will be using the STAR method to answer this question. Early in my career, I underestimated a supplier's security risk and signed off on them too quickly. A compliance audit later flagged major issues, which required urgent fixes. I took full responsibility, worked overtime to resolve the gaps, and created a stronger vetting process to prevent future mistakes. That experience taught me the importance of thorough due diligence, and that mistake has not repeated itself since then. Okay, thank you for sticking on to this point in the video. Now, I promise we're almost done. The next question would be, how do you handle tight deadlines? Now, in answering this question, I want you to show adaptability. You could answer it like this. I break down the question into critical tasks, then prioritize them and set mini deadlines. For example, when I need to complete a vendor risk review in half the time than usual, I typically streamline the review process, delegate non-critical tasks or leave them for later, and complete the review ahead of time without compromising quality. This question is a very tricky question where you might tend to overshare. Do not be tempted to overshare and then because I find that when you overshare, the interviewer tends to find gaps in your story. So keep things simple and short. Next, how do you stay ahead in your field? Now, this particular question, in my very first interview, I didn't prepare for it, so I was stuttering. I did have one answer, but I like to be able to give a variety of answers or let them know about various platforms that I, follow to keep up with industry events. In answering this one, I need you to show commitment to growth. So you could answer like this. I follow cybersecurity news on, the dark read platform, XXX News, ABC News, and the likes. I'm a member of the ISC Squared, and I ensure that I meet my CPEs to be able to meet my requirements for the year. Most of these courses help me stay abreast of things in the industry. I also attend other industry webinars and networking events. Last year, I participated in 2 professional groups where experts shared the latest trends and expertise around generative AI today. Okay, we're on to number 13. So how do you handle criticism, constructive criticism? Now, in answering this question, I need you to show a growth mindset. You can say, I see feedback as an opportunity to improve. In my last role, my manager suggested that I improve my reporting clarity. I took their advice, streamlined my reports, and eventually trained my team on best practices. The feedback actually made me a better person today. Next question. How would your manager and your colleagues describe you? I think they would say something along the lines of, I'm reliable, solution-oriented, and proactive. So my last boss once said that if there's a risk issue, I know she'll find a way to resolve it before it becomes a crisis. That's the mindset I bring to every team. You see, and now on to my last point for this video. Why are you leaving your current role? This question, do not fumble it. In answering this question, I need you to stay positive and future focused. So I would answer like this. I've grown a lot in my current role and now I'm looking for new challenges where I can make a bigger impact. Your company's focus on proactive security is exactly the kind of opportunity I'm looking for. Now, that brings all the topics I will be covering today to a wrap. And I hope that you find or you've learned one or two things from what I've shared today. These responses are simple and short while making sure that you sound genuine and natural. Don't go there and start thinking up answers. If you don't, and this speaks to preparation, you have to prepare well such that when you go there, everything, all your answers are flowing seamlessly. It doesn't look like you're trying to cook up answers on the spot or you are lying. Because if you're starting to think of what to say, it could mean that you are lying or you're not prepared enough for the interview. Okay, so I hope that you were able to learn one or two things as well from using the STAR method in answering interview questions. Now, I want to get a little bit on serious. Remember I told you at the beginning of the video that, or at some point in the video, that I fumbled an interview. The question was, what is your biggest weakness? Ladies and gentlemen, your sister froze. And then I panicked and gave the worst answer. I can't remember the exact answer in details, but I said something along the lines of, I can be very disorganized and I tend to get to-do list to at the beginning of every day to ensure that I get things done. I mean, I knew what I wanted to say in my head, but that wasn't the best way to put it. And immediately I said I can be very disorganized. I saw the interviewer's eyes pop, like her eyes went big like saucepans, and I just knew that my choice of words at that moment was terrible. How did that mean say it? And that was when she knew she effed up. Anyways, I've come a long way from that interview and I'm thankful. I hope after watching this video, you don't make the same mistake that I made, and I truly believe that you've got this. Thank you for sticking around to the end of the video, and I'd like that you drop a comment with the hardest interview questions you have faced, and I'll help you answer it. And somebody out there might be reading the comments and learn one or two things from it. So I will see you guys in the next video. Do take care. Bye.